Hello, welcome back to my channel. Once again, just like last week, I will have no intro or outro. I didn't feel like getting ready today, and also I feel like sometimes it makes my videos so overly long and unnecessary because I just feel like I need to fill time for whatever reason. So we're just skipping straight to it. Welcome to the video. Today I am talking about my travel makeup bag. I know people don't love these types of videos anymore, although I still do. But this is a little bit different because it is sort of like repacking my makeup bag. Basically, I went on a trip last week. I went to California with some friends to see the Taylor Swift concert. We were there for a week, and next week I am going to Disney. Yeah, a lot of America this month. I'm Canadian. But basically, I want to repack my makeup bag. I didn't do a video of my makeup bag before my first trip, but when I was there, you know, you're sort of always reevaluating the makeup products you have. Did I make the right choice or not? And you sort of forget from one trip to the next. Like, I went to Turkey in November, packed a full makeup bag, and some of those things I had regrets about. I wish I didn't bring. I wish I brought other products. But now, because it's, you know, 9 months later, I don't even remember what my feelings were about that, so I wasn't able to take it into account this time, and I probably made some of the same mistakes that I did last time. But because I'm just fresh back from the trip, I know what worked and what didn't, and that will help guide me on my next travel makeup bag again. So let's just talk briefly about what I brought and what products I will be bringing on the next trip. Honestly, I think it's going to stay mostly the same, but there are definitely some things that I need to switch out. So these are just my brushes. I already know that there's one brush that I want to switch out, but let's talk about the makeup first. I'm also not going to bring my Taylor Swift Incredible Things perfume. This is my favorite perfume of all time. This is my second, what do you call this? Roll, tube, container, vial of this, and there's not that much left. I don't know if you can still obtain this, so obviously I wanted to bring it on my Taylor Swift trip, but it's not necessary for a Disney trip, so I'm going to be bringing a different one. Glossy cloud paint. Of course I am bringing this. I'm pretty much only using cream blushes this summer, and this is my favorite, so this is coming. You know what, why don't we just dump everything out. Always love a good makeup bag dump. Oh my goodness. Alright, that was a little bit chaotic. Some of these things are not even makeup. This hair tool. Oh no. Okay, you know what? Let's talk about eyeshadows because those are easy decisions. I think I've already decided that I'm not going to bring an eyeshadow palette. I used both of these on my last trip, but we're not going to be doing any more dressed up things at Disney. The most we're going to do is go to a semi-casual dinner, you know, so I don't need eyeshadows. I'm going to bring a couple single shadows and that will be sufficient. These just don't need to be taking up space in my luggage. Since we were talking about blush, I am definitely going to be bringing this NYX blush. These are just my two favorites at the moment, which is so funny because this one is so old and this one is new, but yeah, I've just realized that they sort of serve the same purpose for me, and I love them both for their formulas and their colors. Then I do want to bring at least one powder blush. These were the two powder blushes I brought on the last trip, and honestly, I kind of think I'm going to go with these again. Somehow these have become my favorite powder blushes because they're not too much, they're not too overwhelming, especially because these are quite bright. So it's good to have something a little bit more muted. This one's more taupey. This one's, I guess I'd say it's kind of taupey. So those four blushes are going to come with me. Bronzer, I think a cream bronzer would honestly work better than a powder one, so I'm going to switch this out for this Fenty one that has barely anything left, but maybe I could finish it there, who knows. I don't know, I just feel like a cream bronzer is the vibe for this trip. Lots of walking around, lots of sweating, so it'll be good. Let's talk eyebrows because that is very minimal, and I'm just going to keep the same things as my last trip. This is an Annabelle eyebrow pencil. This is just easier than what I usually do, which is apply a powder with this brush. It's just a little bit more work, and I'd rather keep it simple. And then this is just basic brow gel from Merit. So that's what I'm going to be doing. You know, again, sweating, not as great with powder products, I find. Hand sani, helpful. Eyelash curler, obvi. Pencil sharpener. Let's do, should I bring this? I probably don't need my other Taylor Swift perfume. Yes, I have every single Taylor Swift perfume that she has come out with, which is a total of 4. I still think that they are the best perfumes out there. I've got this little sampler from Marc Jacobs, which is useful, and it's also a spray. Might be able to finish that there, so that's handy as well because it's small. Going to bring this eyeshadow primer potion because I need one of those. Powder. I actually didn't use this too much in LA because, I don't know, I was loving the like dewy look, and it wasn't that hot there. Surprisingly, it's actually hotter in Toronto because it's just humid here. It was not humid at all in California, but Florida will be quite humid. In terms of face products, this is my foundation from Fenty, and this is my concealer from LYS. Oh, these are just such a stunning duo. Okay, let's move these things over a little bit. Okay, I think eyeliners should be next. So we've got some fun colors here. I love this cream shade for the inner corner. I love this red for just like a pop of something fun because, as I mentioned, I'm not really going to be wearing eyeshadow, but this is just like a little bit of color. I also love this green one for that reason. This is good for the inner corner as well. I don't know how much I'll use it just because it's not the greatest formula. It does kind of fade off. That's probably not great with sweat, but still fun. And then we need a basic black eyeliner. This is the KVD one. This one I brought on my last trip as an eyeliner, not a lip liner, but I think I'm gonna leave this one this time. So I'm just gonna be taking these 4. Okay, you can see we've sort of got things in 2 piles now. These are the things I'm bringing, these are the things I haven't yet decided on, and you can't see the pile of stuff I'm not bringing. But let's talk mascaras. I'm actually really happy with the mascaras that I chose to bring before, so I'm just gonna keep those ones. This is just like a rediscovered love. I used to like it a lot, but it wasn't a favorite, but now I'm like, wow, this is fantastic. This one is also pretty good, although a little bit more kind of clumpy. And then this is just a classic Maybelline one that I use as a sort of topper or a second one if my lashes aren't looking good enough with either of these, because I'll just show you the brush. This is a much more like spiky brush. You sort of go lash by lash. There we go, kind of. And then this is just a massive brush that you add on top. So 3 mascaras should be good. And all waterproof, of course, because in that Florida heat, I do not want my mascara dripping down my face. This is just a hand cream. So we'll toss that in. Don't think I'm gonna need a red lip liner or a red lipstick. I did bring Ruby Woo just in case I wanted to wear red to the concert, but I decided it would just be too high maintenance and to go with a neutral lippy, but I'm not gonna need in Disney either. Oh, I also had this eyeliner that I brought. That might be a good idea, actually. Just like a pencil liner, because one side is like a dark brown, the other side is black, so I should probably toss that in too. And then we've got the single shadows. So these are the ones that I brought before. This one I actually am really glad that I brought because I use this a lot. It can either be gold or more of like a pink depending on how much of it you use. It's very pretty. I don't have anything like that shade in my collection. You see? You can just add like a little bit of color, a little bit of sparkle. So I'm gonna bring that one, and then also this Vesco one. This is just such a nice shimmery pink. This Fenty Beauty one, I think I maybe used this once. I didn't get as much use out of it. It's actually like a shimmer, sort of similar to the NYX, but less color, more dispersed, more glitter. It's really not showing up well, but it also is very pretty. My makeup preference is actually generally a matte eyeshadow over a shimmer or sparkly eyeshadow. However, when you are like running around all day, your makeup's gonna get messed up, you're getting sweaty. I think matte eyeshadow can look messy really easily, whereas if you've just got like a nice shimmer sort of all over the lid, it's hard for that to look bad because it's not as consistent. Ugh, I wish you could see this better. But it just looks like a little bit of dispersed glitter, something, you know, just something pretty lightly shimmery on your eyelids. It doesn't need to look perfect in the same way that matte eyeshadow does. You also don't need a brush. I just take my finger and sort of spread this all over my lid. So yeah, that's what I have been gravitating towards while traveling, which is completely different from what I have done in the past, but this is what's working for me this summer. And then this is a highlight. I actually only used this once or twice on the trip when I really wanted to enhance my highlight. And it is a powder, but it's almost like a cream to powder, like it's very bouncy. But I think if I want, like, I could always use this as a highlight. I'm sort of gravitating away from powders, as you can tell, and I don't need two highlights, so I'm gonna leave that. However, this Merit highlight got a ton of use in California, finally. For so long, I never reached for this. Before the trip, it was like a complete dome, but now, look how much flatter that is. And it is because, yes, I use this on my face, but I also spread it sort of all over my décolletage and on my shoulders, my chest, just everywhere to bring some nice glow to the skin. This works so well, like all over. It's really natural because you're able to blend it in so well. And I don't know why I never used it like that before. I feel like it makes my arm hair look weird, but I swear this all over the shoulders looked absolutely beautiful. So I'm probably going to be doing that in Disney as well. And then we just got lip products left. So, this is how many I brought to LA, which is more than I'm gonna bring to Disney for sure, because we went to some nice dinners. A sticky gloss just does not sound like it for me, so I'm gonna leave that. I also don't think I'm gonna bring the Charlotte Tilbury, because as much as I love this one, it does look more like a lipstick, if you know what I mean. Like, it looks like you're wearing lipstick, whereas something like this MAC one, it's almost more like a lip balm. Like, that's how it feels and that's how it looks on my lips, because it's more similar to my lip color, and I just feel like I can apply it, reapply it throughout the day, and I don't feel that I can do that with this one. It just doesn't feel like a frequent apply type of lipstick, you know? It doesn't feel as much like a balm. So definitely gonna bring this. It's funny, both of these lip products, they were decluttered to me, and at first I wasn't sure that I would keep either of them because they were both a little bit too pinky for my liking. I don't love like bright pinks on the lips, but now they are two of my most worn or most used lip products. See, they're like not the same shade as my lip. They're obviously pink, but for whatever reason, I love them both. And I just feel like a lip liner works so well, even on its own. Like, it stays so well. These pair really, really nicely together. So these two are definite, but I do have to think about which other lip products I want to bring. I will also be bringing a balm. Of course, I'll keep that in my purse, but these two, Okay, we're back. And I forgot, I actually had this one in my purse. And I brought this on the trip because it's in my current lipstick project pan. If it focuses, this is in Wild Watermelon. For a while I loved this, and then I stopped using it, and now I love it again because it's just such a nice, like, balmy texture. It fades nicely, so you can reapply it as many times as you want. It won't look weird when it's fading off, which I find happens with a lot of other products. For example, these two are the kind of thing that I used to bring while traveling because they, you know, they really stand out. These liquid lipsticks, they look great in pictures. However, they do not fade gracefully at all. So I'm gonna leave these, but I just wanted to show sort of how things have changed for me. But yeah, love this, a lot of fun. little pop of color that's not hot pink. Because again, I don't love hot pink, but this is just a little bit more watermelon, so I'm fine with it. And then this, I think I will bring again because it is in my project pan, so I do want to try to use it up as much as I can. This one I actually brought on my trip because as a blush, I thought that I would use it as a blush, but I did not reach for it one single time. So I'm gonna take that as a sign. I'm gonna leave this one behind. So we'll be taking these two and these two. So 3 lipsticks and 1 lip liner. I feel like that's fairly reasonable. But yeah, those are all the lip products that I'm going to be bringing. And let's just talk quickly about brushes, because as I mentioned, I'm going to be bringing this cream bronzer now, and I prefer a different brush for cream bronzers. With powder, I usually use this one. I think this is from BH Cosmetics, but I'm gonna leave that because I prefer this stippling brush with a cream bronzer. I'm gonna have to wash that first. Why is nothing focusing today? I think it's because the lighting is not that great. So yeah, I'm gonna wash this and then bring that, but other than that, all of the brushes I'm gonna keep. Oh, I suppose I don't need eyeshadow brushes. That's so strange to not be bringing eyeshadow brushes with me on a trip. Maybe I'll just bring one. Just like a basic e.l.f. one. Just that one. And then my blush brush and my powder brush. I also brought my beauty blender with me because I have been liking this again lately, but I didn't reach for it a single time. So I'm gonna take that as a sign and not bring it with me on this trip. Okay, let's reconvene and look at what I'm actually bringing. 2 things I didn't mention. This, very similar to the beauty blender, it's just like a mini version of it for, I use this under my eyes for concealer, but again, I didn't reach for it last time, so I don't think I will next time. It just kind of grosses me out to think about like using it and then like putting it back in a bag while it's still kind of wet, you know, and I don't want to just like leave it out in the bathroom. So that I think is why I didn't use it, and it'll be the same situation. This brush I will bring for the spoolie and in case I want to finesse my eyeliner at all. It's just easy to have a brush like this. And then I changed my mind about one thing. I'm bringing this lip liner because who knows, maybe I will want a dark purple eyeliner. It's so small, you know, it's not a big deal to fit it in. So this is everything. This is all of the makeup that I am bringing with me. It is a week-long trip, so keep that in mind. I know this is a lot of stuff, but hey, I'm not bringing any eyeshadow palettes, so I feel like I'm doing pretty well. This is not quite as minimal as it gets for me, but this is pretty minimal, I would say, right? Yes? Would you bring more than this on a 1-week trip? Would you bring less? Let me know. I'm very curious to hear from you because I'm curious how everyone travels in terms of makeup. When we were in LA, one of our last days, I was like trying to figure out what to do with my hair. And my friend was like, oh, are you doing your hair? And I was like, well, you know, doing my hair means like putting it into a braid or like putting a bow in it or a headband. Like doing my hair is not like a big deal. And she's like, oh, so that's kind of like the opposite for me, but with makeup. Because for her, doing her makeup is like putting on mascara and like a brow gel, you know? And for her hair is like this huge, big process that will take at least half an hour. So I just thought it was funny that we were like the opposite. But yeah, let me know, which kind of person are you? Are you a half an hour hair person or are you a half an hour makeup person? And I think I'm bringing less makeup than last time, so there should be more room, which is fantastic. There we go, it all closes up. So that is it. That is my makeup bag for my Disney trip. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really curious to hear what you think and like what your tactics are for makeup bags for travel if you have any tactics. I hope you're having a great summer, whether you are going away anywhere or just relaxing at home. It is getting to, you know, mid to late August now, so summer is unfortunately gonna be coming to a close soon. It feels weird to be like doing an outro and not showing my face, because I'm like, look, you know, trying to keep this entertaining. I'll show you myself right now. I have a sunscreen with quite a white cast on, so that is why I look so pale. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you like this kind of video. I haven't done a like overhead type of video in a long time, but this was really nice. Honestly, I think I've just gotten really tired of like sit down videos and like scripted stuff and getting ready, and it's just such an ordeal. And this is just so much better. At least right now, this is what I feel like doing. I got less stressed about it. I was kind of dreading having to film, but this just made me not dread it. And I don't want to feel that way about filming. So thank you again for watching despite the different setup than I usually have. Not going to be talking about a book that I'm reading lately, but I am on TikTok now, so make sure to check me out over there because I've been posting a lot. And thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you next week.